Okay, it's Luxury Fred, and today I am behind the wheel of this, the 2018 Audi Q5. If you like the video, click like under the video. Leave me a comment, tell me what you think. And of course, please, please, please subscribe to my channel for more great luxury travel and luxury car content. And when you subscribe, if you click the little alarm bell, then that means you'll get notifications each time I upload a new video. So again, this is the 2018 Audi Q5. And first, I need to start off by saying that this is another cool car that I rented from National Car Rental. It's not even part of their luxury fleet or anything like that. It was just a regular, I guess they classify it as an SUV or something like that. I am a member of National's Emerald Club. I'm an executive member of the Emerald Club. And if I pay for a full-size rental, I can basically choose from any car that's available other than the luxury level cars. So I had to drive from Palm Springs to LA. So I chose this very cool Audi Q5 to drive. So I've driven the Audi Q5 before. My last time I did a very cool press thing with Audi to Aspen, Colorado, and I drove a Q5 from Denver all the way to Aspen, actually, and I quite liked it. I really like these little SUVs. They are very, very well built. They have a peppy, I would say, 252 horsepower, turbocharged V4 or four-cylinder engine, which is, you know, adequate power for a little SUV. I like to keep it in the sport mode in the transmission. Gives you a little faster shift points and things like that, a little more sporty driving experience. And then the Audi Drive Mode Select, which is kind of an overall drive mode selector, I keep that in the dynamic mode. There are several different trim levels of the Q5. There's the, sorry, I need to look at my notes for this. There's the Premium Plus, and then the Prestige level. So there's some differences between them. Basically, the Premium is the base model, and it gets you all the standard features, including Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. You have a stereo system. You can get XM, Sirius XM. It includes, obviously, Audi's great Quattro all-wheel drive. When you move into the Premium Plus level, then you get the whole suite of safety technology in terms of rear cross-traffic alert, your side blind spot monitors, lane keep assist, all that kind of stuff. It also gets you Audi Connect, which is the connectivity feature where you can ask questions and get directions and other things like that. The Premium Plus gets you full LED headlights, and it gets you the advanced key where you don't need to push unlock, where if you're just standing near the car, it will open the car, and those other functions. Then when you move into the Prestige level, that gets you Audi's virtual cockpit, which is where this entire part of the dashboard where the instruments are is kind of a giant LED screen, so you can see the map and other functions in this giant screen behind the instruments. It's actually very cool. The Prestige level also gets you the Bang & Olufsen fancy stereo and Audi's MMI, which is their real fancy infotainment system with, I'm not sure if it has voice control, but it has the touch control where you can like spell out letters to enter an address or things like that. So the, as I was saying, this Q5 is 252 horsepower. It's good for 0 to 60 in 5.9 seconds with an average fuel economy of 25 miles per gallon. This is probably a good time for me to give you an overview. Let's start with the outside. Let's take a look at the outside of the car. So although I like the overall shape of the Q5, and you know, it's in line with the Q3 and the Q7. It's nothing exciting, you know, kind of a standard SUV shape. I like the high wheel arches and, you know, kind of the overall style. But I think to me, the good things about this car is the driving experience and the interior quality, more so than how that looks outside. I think the front view here is probably the best because you've got the big Audi signature front grille there, which they're always updating each year. I think they call it the single frame grille. Sorry, it's a bit windy here in the desert, around here in the desert here in outside of Palm Springs. And again, this is your standard base model Q5, and you know, it looks good. You don't need to spend the extra money for the big wheels and all that kind of stuff, in my opinion. Like the tail lights and the kind of secondary lights back there. You can see I have the hazards on, which are the lower lights there. The upper ones are the brake lights. So now you've seen the outside of the car. Now let's take a look at the inside of the Q5. Okay, so now we are inside the 2018 Audi Q5. As I've said before, I think the interior of these Audis is one of their strong points. Amazing, excellent build quality, great fit and finish. This is the base model, so the materials and things like that are not all that fancy. I may have said this before, there are three models. There's the Premium, Premium Plus, and then the Prestige model. This is the Premium. So we have basic black interior. We do have some nice wood trim on the doors and the dashboard here. Basic controls, window controls here, mirror controls. You've got the trunk over here. You've got your lighting and fog light and degree of instrument display brightness. Some of the more advanced models have the upgraded dashboard here, where the middle of it is a kind of a map and shows you navigation, and I think it's called Audi's MMI system, but basically this entire part of the display is this entire part between the tachometer and the speedometer is a digital display and kind of gives you an overall map view and things like that. It's very cool. Oh, it's called Audi's Virtual Cockpit. So we have our cruise control here, turn signal here. We have steering wheel mounted paddle shifters, which is always good. You have your controls for the radio and audio and things like that. So you have this nice digital display here for your infotainment stuff. Climate control here, Audi Drive Select here, which gives you these different options: off-road, comfort, auto, dynamic, and individual. And I like to keep it in dynamic, which adjusts to whatever the driving conditions are. The other way to control this car very well is you have both a regular and then a sport setting for the transmission. So if we put it into drive, that's drive, and then if we put it into sport, then you can see that puts it into sport right there. That gives you quicker shift points, and with this engine it makes the car a lot more fun to drive. Then you can also upshift and downshift from that same control. Put it back into park. Parking brake here, Audi's MMI system, which is your infotainment system, showed you the drive select for the overall drive mode, you might say. This turns the auto start stop off. This turns the traction control off. This is a hill descent control, which is kind of like a cruise control for going down a hill. So you can set it at 2, 3, 4 miles per hour. You can take your foot off the accelerator and it will go down the hill at that same speed. And then this is turns the display up there on and off. Doesn't hide it, but it does turn it on and off. Of course, you have Audi's great Quattro all-wheel drive system. You have cool lighting and stuff like that up here. This model does not have a sunroof, and you have very comfortable, not real leather, but very comfortable big seats up here, and then a very nice center console. This thing slides back and forth, and then you have additional space here, and you have your aux and your USB outlet, and then this slides back and forth, and then this closes like that, and you have that right there. Again, more wood trim down there. So that's the front seat. Let me show you the back seat. Okay, and let's take a look at the back seat here. So we have a comfortable interior. This is a 2-row of seats, compact SUV, so we don't have a 3rd row back there. And the seats here in the 2nd row are comfortable. Again, we have the nice little bits of wood trim with the chrome handles here. You have a nice center console here with a cool little automatic cup opener, cup holder, I mean. And then, you know, nice seating for 3 people. You've got your, you know, space here to put stuff behind the seats. You have a basic climate control for the back that basically controls the fan. And then you have, well, it's just a plastic plug. You have an electrical outlet there. You have some secondary lighting there as well. And so that's the back seat, again, for 3 people. And you can see that we can put the back seats down very easily, and we have, I guess you would call this a 40-40-20 back seat or something like that. I'll show you what it looks like with the seats down. Okay, and you put the seats down with the lever right there. And so that's down. And then if we go to the other side, over here, again with the lever here, we put that down, but it's blocked by the seat there. And then we put that down, and then we can open the back here. And as you can see, I think it's 60 cubic feet of storage space back there. So you have a lot of room with those back seats down. And then you have a light here, you have some straps. So these are the controls for the seats when they're up, so you can put them down from back here. You have controls for both of them, and also they will release it so that they will come back up as well. Spare tire and stuff like that down there. And then this does have a power rear hatch. So in the back we do have a automatic opening rear hatch. If we hold the thing there like that, then it does open automatically. So This car, the premium level, is $41,500 before options. The Premium Plus is $45,500, and the Prestige is $50,800. Now, if you're familiar with Audi, they have also the Q3, which is a little bit smaller, and that's $32,900. And then they have the Q7, which has the 3 rows of seats, seats 7 people, and surprisingly, the base model of that is $49,900. So the base model of the Q7 is actually less expensive than the Prestige model of the Q5, but obviously has a lot more options and luxury amenities and things like that. So as I've said, I really like the driving position. I really like the build quality of this car. It rides very nice. You have, again, the good suite of Audi safety technology, even if you're just talking about the Quattro and the basic functions. But really like the ride quality. It's very quiet. It's very smooth. The power is ample for a car of this size. You have the good storage capability and cargo capacity. With the rear seats down, it's 60.4 cubic feet of space. And just an overall good driving experience. As I said, I've driven back and forth between LA and Palm Springs a couple times on the freeway, and you know, going 80 plus miles an hour, it's just rock solid. And stop and go traffic, it was fine. Driving around surface streets around town like this, it's very comfortable, very easy to get in and out, easy to put the seats up and down, easy to take my dog around, all that kind of stuff. So it really delivers a very good experience in terms of an overall, good, I guess you would call this a mid-size SUV driving experience. So as I said before, please, if you like the video, please like the video here on YouTube. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think and other videos that you want to see. And of course, subscribe to my channel. Got lots of great stuff coming up with a couple of new cars and motorcycles. I also review motorcycles. I'm getting a Harley Davidson Heritage Classic next week, and I'm going to take that on a road trip. So thank you very much for watching.